Hi, I'm an actress, and yes, my acting skills are terrible. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Raphael and I am here to review episode 14 of The Real Housewives Who Instigate of Beverly Hills. We start the episode off with Dorit and PK at the dentist getting their teeth cleaned, and that's it, they're getting their teeth cleaned. PK, he goes on to say that his teeth look completely different prior to meeting Dorit, but now he got them done and he's happy about it. Dorit, she also got her teeth done as well because she thought it was fashionable. So then PK, he starts talking to the dentist and he's like, you know what, doc? So much has happened ever since my last cleaning. I mean, my wife and I's house, it got broken into. Erica, she's still lying, and I also got a DUI. And if I was the dentist, I would have been looking at PK like, okay, so do you still have insurance to cover today's cleaning? Like, what does that have to do with me? But I will say, PK, something's not adding up between you and your wife Dorit's story, because just last week, Dorit, the words that came out of her mouth were, no, the DUI is allegedly. He allegedly got a DUI. But now this episode, you're confirming that you in fact did get a DUI. Even later on in the episode at the party, you were basically bragging about it like, oh yeah, I got a DUI. So which one is it? Because 2 plus 2 is not equaling 4. So I want to know, and we will get to the bottom of this. So then PK, he sits down in the chair to get his cleaning done first. Dorit, she has on a full-on conversation with PK as if he's not getting work done in his mouth. She goes on to tell him, so PK, so I thought about this organization that, you know, Sharon Stone. Do you know who Sharon Stone is? The iconic Sharon Stone. So she follows me on Instagram. She's my new bestie. Yeah, we just had brunch last week. Yeah, I'll tell you what we bought at the Gucci store. But anyways, so she told me about this charity event. I believe it's called Homeless, but not Toothless. It's so chic. I thought that we had this huge party at our house. What do you think to promote it? I think it'll be such a cute idea. What do you think? I think it's so chic. PK, he's just like, yeah, I definitely agree. I think we should definitely have it. If I was the dentist, I would have told Dorit, like, can you please go sit down, go read a book, go read a magazine, go buy a new car, go do something, but get out of here. I'm trying to work on your husband's mouth. He has like 3 root canals that I need to work on, and you're over here just talking to him. I'm over here about to stab his tongue, and you're just constantly blabbing and blabbing and blabbing. You know what, nurse? Let's put the sleeping gas on him. Dorit goes on to invite the dentist and his wife to her house for this charity event. And first of all, the whole entire charity's name is completely terrible. The fact that they came up with Homeless but not Toothless, like, who came up with that? I'm telling you, rich people are just so disconnected from this world. Like, who comes up with Homeless but not Toothless? Like, I get it, it's a nice gesture, you know, to get everybody's teeth done. But I mean, that's the #1 priority for homeless people. I mean, not housing, not job, not help, not mental health, not food, not anything. But no, their teeth. As long as they're living on the street, but they have nice teeth, that's all that matters. Like, no, like, this is what gets me, because the dentist, he's like, yeah, maybe we could find somebody who's deserving of getting their nice teeth done for free. And I'm like, what do you mean deserving? Like, oh, let's see who's the most homeless? Like, how do we determine that? Like, again, the whole thing was just a hot ass mess of a scene. So then eventually they're done with PK and his cleaning. He gets up. Dorit is just like, oh my God, baby, I love it. Bye-bye. Oh, I'm definitely fucking you tonight. Oh, you look so handsome. I love your teeth. It's so chic. It's so nice. PK got out of that chair like, they're done. They're done. They're done. They are done. We see Sutton at her store, and then Crystal shows up. Sutton starts telling her that she needs new employees for her store, so she offers her a job. She's like, I pay commission. Crystal, she's looking around like, there's no people here, aka no commission. And no shade, Sutton, but every time I've either walked or driven by your store, it's either been empty or closed, but that's just me. So then Sutton, she starts filling in Crystal on everything that happened at Lisa's event. She's like, yeah, she went off on me. She was screaming at me. She even threatened to kick me out the house for no reason. I mean, she was trying to win her Emmy Award, but it was just so uncalled for. So then she changes the conversation and she's like, now Crystal, let's talk about you. Let's talk about what's really going on with you, aka her eating disorder. Crystal, she goes on to say that she actually met up with Lisa, Diana, and her tongue, and they actually talked about it. And Lisa, she showed a concern, and, you know, she told her about everything that happened between her and Sutton at her event. Sutton, she's looking at Crystal like, yikes. I mean, I don't know about that. So Crystal, she's like, wait, what happened? What do you mean? Like, what's going on? I thought me and Lisa, we're besties now. Sutton is just like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Lisa, I don't know. And I'm like, Sutton, just spit it out already. Making all these face expressions for what? Are you Kyle? So then she's like, well, I mean, yeah, I know like that Lisa and everybody, they want to show concern, but I don't know. At the event, it wasn't coming off as concern. It was coming off like they were judgy, like they were judging you and they were looking down on you like, what's her problem? What's going on? Crystal, she's like, what? Are you serious? Like, what's going on? Lisa, she just told me something completely different to my face. And I'm like, of course she did. It's Lisa Rinna. It's in her blood. What do you expect? And this is what kills me about Crystal. She goes on to say, I started noticing that some of the women in the group, they take your vulnerability and they start making judgments about it. And I'm like, Crystal, you're just noticing this now. Why? Because they were doing all of this last season to Garcelle when Garcelle was trying to be vulnerable to the entire group and tell them, oh, you know, I feel like different in this group. I feel like we don't really click like that. And what did they do? They passed judgment on Garcelle. You were also part of that cast as well. You just sat there quietly like, I don't see any issue. Why? Because you wanted to also fit in with Kyle and her group of friends. You wanted them to accept you. Now that the finger is pointed at you instead of Garcelle, now you don't like it, right? Now you don't like how it feels. You don't like that they're judging you for something so vulnerable in your life. So, and you also should have known too from last season when you told them, I believe it was Kyle, when you told her, oh, you know, I feel so, what was the word that you used when something walked in your room? You felt, she like violated you. You felt violated. And what did Kyle do? Oh, stop it. She didn't violate you. That's a strong word. That's a strong word. They didn't care about your feelings back then. So what makes you think that they're going to care about your eating disorder now? You know, again, it's just kind of like open up your eyes. All the red flags were there, but you chose to ignore them because you wanted to be accepted by them. Satin is basically telling her like, oh, you could tell the group whatever you want, but just remember, they might not care and they might judge you for it. Crystal, she starts getting emotional. She starts crying. She's like, you know, this isn't an easy thing. I know that they want me to allegedly get help, but you know, it's not a thing that I could fix within a week. And I hope that Crystal, she goes down the same path that Jackie from the Housewives in New Jersey, the same path that she went on because she had an eating disorder as well. But we saw this past season how she got help and she slowly, you know, got healthier. I hope that Crystal eventually reaches that point if she hasn't already. Then we head over to Diana's house. We see Erica arriving at Kyle's house and she has this sound bath activity ready for both of them with this guy named Dustin. He's gonna lay both of them separately on the table and stretch their bodies out. Erica, she was the first one and he was folding her up like a pretzel. But she was into it though because she was laying there like, yes, this feels so good. What's your name again? It's Dustin. Dustin, it feels so good. You could stretch me farther if you want. Yes, this feels so good. Are you married? Do you have a wife? I don't really care. I just want sex and dick. I want good sex. That's all I really want. Do you have a good credit score? Do you have a lot of money? Can I get your number? Then it's Kyle's turn to get on the table, but she gives Erica her phone and she's like, can you hold this for a second? Erica, she was quick with it. She told Kyle, wait. What's your password again so I could order some stuff and send it to my house? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, Kyle, she's not kidding. If I was you, I'll check through my bank statements and my transactions because I'm pretty sure that Erica, she probably ordered a couple Fashion Nova dresses while you were laying on that table. Kyle is also getting stretched out by Dustin, and she goes on to tell us that sometimes her body parts, they become numb. And I believe it was called hyper, doesn't mind her business, something like that Kyle has. And it allows her to become flexible, and that's why we see her every other episode, every other season, getting into a split. That allows her to do that. So then she tells Dustin, wait, where did you get these giant gongs from? And he's like, oh, I got them from Gongs Unlimited, some website. Kyle is like, wait, Gongs Unlimited? And I'm like, wait a minute, Kyle, I think you're onto something. I think that you need to tell Mauricio to let go of the whole real estate and start selling dongs. And then here comes Erica adding her 2 cents in that she doesn't have. And she's like, wait, dongs are limited. That sounds like something I would look up on my corn collection. Kyle and Erica sit down to catch up and Kyle asks Erica who she's dating. And Erica's just like, well, I haven't really been dating anybody lately. It's just all been about sex, and nonstop sex. That's all I'm really into right now. But I'm looking for somebody who's older than me, but younger than Tom. But for the most part, it's all about sex. I love sex. Did I tell you that I'm in love with sex? So Kyle, she asks her about everything that she feels about Diana's party with Garcelle. Erica quickly gets defensive and she's like, well, Garcelle's been accusing me of being an alcoholic basically and saying that, oh, I can't do this, I can't drink that, I can't have fun, I can't do anything, right? Do you think that I want to be who I am right now? Do you think that I want to be running away from the police every other weekend? Do you think that I want to be living in this house with my glam squad who I'm not paying and they're already upset with me because I keep lying to them saying I'm going to pay them next week and I don't? Do you think that I want to be in this position? Do you think that I want to be on medication? And I'm like, okay, I hope that you also have the same energy for Lisa because Lisa was also showing concern for you at the Christmas party when she was like, oh, maybe you shouldn't drink too much. Maybe you should put the drink down. And she also had to walk you out of the party because you were stumbling all over the place. And honestly, if I was Garcelle, I'd be like, you know what? Fuck it. It's your life. I already tried to help you out like 2-3 times already and tried to, you know, help you, you know, spiral out of control. But, you know, if you want to do that, then that's on you. It is what it is. At the end of the day, at least Garcelle could say that she tried to help. Unlike Kyle, who's like okay with her behavior. And if it does get worse, then Kyle, you were also a terrible friend for not noticing all these red flags in front of you. Same thing for Lisa. At least Lisa kind of attempted to try to help Erica at the Christmas party, but then she fucked it all up last week when she was like, do you want some rosé? So that doesn't really matter. So then they start talking about Dorit's charity event. I believe the theme is going to be black and gold. Kyle is like, yeah, what about this title for this charity event? It's called Homeless But Not Toothless. Erica, you know it's bad when I agree with both Erica and Kyle. Erica was just like, yeah, no, that's completely wrong. And yeah, it's completely wrong. Whoever came up with the name of that charity, stop it. Like, like terrible, terrible, terrible. We finally get to Dorit's Homeless But Not Toothless, oh, that title, event that she's having at her house for the charity. And it's going to be a black and gold theme. Everybody has to wear that. Dorit, she looks so, so, so good in that dress. That dress, the hair, everything about the look, 10 out of 10. You look so good. And Dorit knew it. She knew she was a bad bitch that night. And you know how you know it? When you wear a really, really nice outfit, you just look for any excuse just to walk around to show it off. Like, oh yeah, let me go to the kitchen and let me go check if we have ketchup. Let me walk that way. Actually, no, let me go to the living room and make sure that we have enough couches for people to sit on. Let me walk that way. You know what? No, I'm gonna walk over to the dining room and just count all the forks on the table. And that's exactly what Dorit was doing. She was just twirling around for no reason, just to show off the dress in every angle. Like, she was just like, huh, PK? Huh? Did you call me PK? Huh? She just kept twirling around. I'm like, okay, we get it, Dorit. The dress is nice from every angle. So she's getting all scared because PK, he has a little controller that he controls the lights, right? Because he's going to surprise her with a special musical guest or whatever. And it's somebody underneath his tent or like some pointy thing or whatever, right? So Dorit's just like, you know, PK, he's known for showing all these surprises to me. And I can't wait to see who's the musical performance. Maybe it's going to be Beyonce and she's going to perform Renaissance. You know, my favorite song is Church Girl. So hopefully she performs that. She's also getting freaked out because PK, he doesn't really know how to control the controller. And he keeps dimming the lights and he keeps turning them off. And she's like, PK, stop it. Stop it, PK. You're scaring me. Stop it. Stop it. Oh my gosh, stop it. You're scaring me. Stop it. Stop it right now, mister. And you know what I find so interesting? That Dorit is having this, you know, this huge, you know, fancy dinner or event at her house. But all season we've been hearing about her, you know, trauma with this whole, you know, robbery and stuff. And I'm like, you would think that, you know, with somebody who's gone through everything that she's gone through, you wouldn't want to pull focus over to your house or to anything around your house to give anybody any ideas or any new ideas. But I guess she got over it. Kathy is the first one to arrive and she looks cute, you know, she looks fine. I believe Lisa Rinna, she's the next one to arrive. And you know, I wanted to like her look so badly because I love the sparkly, I love the gold, but it's just something about it. I just did not like it. I'm like, something is missing. I'm not sure if it was the hair. The hair was very stiff. It just looked like a trapezoid sitting on her head. I'm not sure. And on top of that, I believe that that's the same dress that Mary Cosby from the Housewives of Salt Lake City that she wore to the reunions on season 1. I think it's similar dresses. But you know, Lisa, I mean, I'll give the look a okay. And then we get Erica. Category is House of Hookers. She came in hooker couture. And I mean that in the best compliment possible because I love the look. I mean, as, you know, simple as it was, something about it really attracted me to it. You know, something about the high pumps, the high stilettos, the little short dress, the fur jacket, everything about it just is something that I will wear. So Erica, I'll give you a pass with this one. You look good. Kyle came in next and her dress was nice as well. I was wondering, I'm like, okay, let's see. If worst comes to worst, how is she going to get into a split in this dress? Because you know Kyle likes to do it at every single party. And then I believe Sutton, she was next. Sutton, I mean, Sutton is Sutton. You know, her jacket was cute. The long vampire jacket coat that she had on, it was cute. And then we get Garcelle. Garcelle, I think she also had one of the best looks of the night too. As simple as it was, because I love the stockings or the lower portion of her outfit. I loved how it complemented the black vest that she had on attached with the gold chains on the left side of her body. I love the whole look to it. So they're all there. They all start mingling. And then Sutton, she goes over to Lisa to say hi. Sutton, you're a better woman than I was, because Lisa, she's all hugging on her and kissing on her like, mwah, mwah, mwah. If I was Sutton, I would have been like, oh, mwah, mwah, bitch. Like, don't kiss me, don't touch me, don't say hello to me, just ignore me. You were just trying to kick me out of your house a second ago, and now you want to kiss me? Absolutely not. You could kiss my ass. So then she's also there. Lisa, she told us earlier when she was on FaceTime with Lisa that Harry Hamlin, he is not coming to the party for some reason. We don't know. Does he ever show up to any event? I mean, I haven't seen him come to an event in like, you know, I don't know, it's been like 84 years. Lisa just shows up by herself. So they're all mingling. Erica, she goes on to tell them, well, you know, these shoes that I have on, they're actually 15 years old. They're from like 15 years ago. And I'm like, damn, Erica, I mean, I know you've been going through it and I know you've been having it tough money-wise, but I didn't know you had it that hard where you had to, like, you know, dig in your trunk or dig in your closet for shoes from 15 years ago. Like, like, damn, but you know, they were nice shoes, so I mean, it is what it is. And then I believe Dorit goes over to talk to the dentist, right? The dentist, he goes on to tell her, oh, I actually have 9 kids. And I'm like, 9 kids? I'm like, what the hell? So he goes on to say, oh yeah, I'm a sperm donor. So, you know, when I did the test of like my DNA and stuff, it told me that I had 9 different kids. And I'm like, okay, somebody, Andy Bravo, get his wife on the next season and give her a diamond. I'm curious to know his backstory. And I'm pretty sure that there's probably some skeletons there and in her closet as well. So they all continue mingling. And I believe Erica, she goes over to, I talked to PK. PK is telling her and Mauricio about his DUI that he had, that, you know, Dorit said it was all alleged last week, but now all of a sudden this week it's confirmed. He's like, oh yeah, you know, after my DUI, I actually went to have dinner with Lionel Richie and John Legend. And I'm like, okay, that's an interesting combination. I'm like, they will really have dinner with PK? Like, is PK important? I didn't know he was that known in Hollywood, but okay. Him and Mauricio, they started talking about all the wives and all their looks. And PK is such a pig. He's I don't know, he gives me like a skis vibe. Like, he's very sleazy. He's telling Mauricio, oh, so Mauricio, if you had to pick a wife, you know, that's really attractive right now in their outfit, who would you choose? Obviously, PK was eyeballing Erica. He wanted Mauricio to say Erica so he could say, oh yeah, I would smash her too. So Mauricio was like, yeah, my wife is the best looking. PK, he was not happy with that answer. He's like, no. If you had to pick somebody else, I mean, look at Dorit. Dorit looks good, right? And I'm like, Mauricio, don't do it, because we all seen the rumors of him and Dorit and how allegedly they're having an affair behind Kyle's back. Allegedly. And I'm like, Mauricio, you know, don't say nothing. He's like, yeah, Dorit looks good. And then PK is like, okay, on 3, we both say the hottest wife that isn't our wives, okay? 1, 2, Erica. I'm like, PK, relax. Like, he threw out that woman's name with a quickness. Like, he could not wait to throw it out there. And I'm like, PK, stop it. I don't know. He's just really, really creepy to me. And I feel like if Erica ever gave PK the time of day, I'm pretty sure that PK, regardless whether he was married to Dorit or not, he will risk it all regardless. Everybody finally sits down around the dinner table and they're all eating, they're all drinking. Sutton is sitting right next to Garcelle. Kyle. This is where Kyle starts. Kyle is just like, oh, so Sutton, what happened between you and Lisa at her event? I heard that she told you to get the fuck out or something, or that you assumed that that's what she said. But I actually talked to her and she said that she never said that. She said that, oh, you know, she just told you to politely leave her house. Sutton is just like, no, that never happened. She told me to get the fuck out of her house. And then they played in the flashback and I could have swore that Lisa had told Sutton to get the fuck out of her house. But then in the flashback, all she said was, fuck you, unless I missed something or unless the Mandela effect is going into effect. I could have swore that that's what Lisa said, but apparently she didn't. So Sutton is like, no, that's what she said. Garcelle is just like, yeah, I mean, that's the way it played out. But then Sutton is just like, you know what, Kyle, I don't really feel like discussing this right now. Let's not discuss it right here at this dinner table. Again, just the wrong timing, because the way this table is set up where everybody's around, and I'm like, Kyle, why are you screaming this out loud with a bunch of random people around you? You know, and again, Lisa's right across the table as well. It's just, the whole situation was just a hot mess to begin with. Kyle, she's not happy that Sutton is shutting her down. So she's like, okay, I'm going to move on to the next person. Dorit, what happened with the whole situation between Lisa and what's her name, and Sutton? What happened between them? Dorit is just like, huh, baby? Huh? No, I don't remember. I don't remember. I was too busy looking at myself. Yeah. So then I believe Kyle, she moves over to Lisa. And she's like, Lisa, Sutton said that you did say that you told her to get the fuck out. And I'm like, you see, Kyle, I was just missing you last episode because you weren't really around last episode. And now you make me not miss you. Like, okay, you could go away for like 2 more episodes, because this is the type of production that I don't like that Kyle does, or any housewife does. Like, she knew what she was doing and it was just so obvious. Unlike Garcelle last week when she produced that whole scene between Sutton and Erica, she did it a little bit more sneaky and a little bit more, you know, under the table. But Kyle, she's just so bold and out there with it, and I just don't like that. And it's so surprising that Sutton saw what Kyle was doing, but Lisa, it just went over her head. Lisa, I'm not sure what she was doing. I'm not sure how many drinks she had in her system, because she's like, Sutton, no, I never said that. I'm sorry. I told you to just get out, and you know, you stay there, obviously, right? Because if I would have told you to actually get the fuck out, you would have left. So I never said that. Sutton is just like, yeah, you did, Lisa. Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. Lisa, she's like, no, I never did that. I'm not sure what you're talking about. So they both start going at it. Next thing you know, Lisa brings Harry into this. And I'm like, you're the first one to say, don't talk about my husband. Don't talk about my husband. Don't bring up my husband. But you're the first one to always constantly bring him up in an argument. And now her excuse is the same thing that she did to Garcelle last season about the sauce. She tells Sutton, you didn't text my husband back and he's upset with you. And I just think that that's so disrespectful. And I'm like, Texting for what? So apparently Sutton was supposed to text him a whole apology saying, oh, I'm so sorry for messing up the event or for causing any type of drama at your house or whatever on your birthday. And I just feel like it was so disrespectful. And I'm like, apologize to him for what? Absolutely not. Harry, even though he was innocent in this whole situation, he would have got a middle finger emoji like, this is for you and your wife. Don't invite me to anything else. Like, no. And then she, in her confessional, she reads the entire apology that she gave to Harry like, oh, I'm sorry for all the misunderstanding and the embarrassment that I brought to, you know, the event, blah, blah, blah. If anything, it was Lisa who brought the entire embarrassment. This is probably why Harry doesn't want to come to any events, because he knows that his wife is going to become a hot ass mess and embarrass him, just like how she was embarrassing herself. She's like, why did you do that, Sutton? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? When you tell me why you did it, then I will put it to rest. And I'm like, again, Lisa, just like how you tried to have that moment last week with the whole, oh, you know, blah, 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 I will hunt you down. And now this is part 2 of it. And it was just so cringy and embarrassing because all of the people that were around, including Crystal's friends, they're all looking at her like, is this bitch crazy? I'm surprised that Dorit didn't have any type of security come and escort her out. Like, no, like Lisa is just becoming too embarrassing to watch on this show. At first, her antics were like, you know, fun, blah, blah, blah. It kept drama going here and there. But now it's just, she's becoming so desperate. It's like she knows that she's like halfway out the door and she knows that Andy is going to snatch her diamond away any second now. And she's just trying to, you know, make these big moments, or she's trying to reenact everything that happened in Amsterdam between her and Kim. And it's just not going to happen. It doesn't even feel organic, Lisa. So it'll be different if you felt the way you felt and if it was real, but you're just trying to make a moment. You're just trying to win an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, whatever. I'm not sure what you're trying to win, but you're going to lose every category. Meanwhile, Kala's in the middle and she's like, I'm like, somebody needs to dig up some type of dirt with Mauricio. Like, I'm tired of Lisa and Kyle just skating by season after season. No, somebody needs to do something to both their marriages. I forgot to mention that before everything escalated, Dorit gave a toast at the beginning of the dinner. And she's like, oh, you know, I want to thank my charity, Homeless But Not Toothless. Kathy, she interrupted her and she's like, wait, what? This is when Kathy was actually funny and it felt organic. She was like, wait, what's the name of it? Dorit is just like, it's called Homeless But Not Toothless. And Kathy's just like, oh, okay, well, that's great. You know, Kathy in her head was just like, you know what? Yeah, they don't have to give me a diamond or anything for next season. I'll just see my way out. PK starts playing with the lights and he turns them all off. So somebody's coming down the stairs and I'm like, okay, who is this? Is it Rihanna? Is she finally making her comeback? Are we finally getting an album? Who is that? And then they turn the lights on and who's this woman? I'm like, Melissa who? If it's not Melissa Gorga, you could keep it. Apparently her name is Melissa Etheridge. I don't know who she was. I YouTube her music. I think I know her song, Come Through My Window or Bust Through My Windows or something like that with My Window, the song that she was performing on this episode. But I mean, other than that, I really don't know who the woman was, but everybody else was crazy about it. I mean, except Kathy. Kathy was like, who the hell is that? See, this episode, Kathy was actually funny. I actually liked her this episode. But what's her name? Melissa, she performed. You know, it was cute. Everybody was in their feelings. Everybody was, you know, tearing up and stuff. They liked her music. Honestly, I would have still preferred Melissa Gorga. Imagine if she was to come down the stairs and perform on display. I'm on display, on display. I would have even loved if Kenya Moore would have came down and she would have performed and twirl, now twirl, now twirl. You think I'm fake? I think I'm fabulous. But, you know, this performance was cute. Everybody loved it. Everybody, you know, was having a good time. So after, you know, after she got off stage, they threw her away. And then I believe we went over back to Lisa. Sutton, she walked over and Lisa, this is where she starts getting emotional with Sutton. And she's like, Sutton, I don't want to do this with you anymore. Even though I'm probably going to do it a couple of more times with you and at the reunion. But I don't want to do this with you. I don't want to go back and forth with you because guess what? I just got all of my mom's stuff. You know, her mom passed away. She got all of her stuff today. And, you know, she's been going through it with all her emotions. So she feels like she's just been lashing out to what's her name? To Sutton. And, you know, it's just like, as she's crying and, you know, just going on and on and on, part of me is just like, Lisa, but it's just like, that doesn't excuse your behavior, though. That is not any type of explanation for you to be bitchy towards Sutton or to treat her the way you were doing. So how does that explain your behavior every other season on the show? Because, again, you weren't in that predicament then, and you're still behaving the same way now, so nothing has really changed. I do feel for you. I feel for what you're going through emotionally, and, you know, it's sad that you lost your mom. It's very unfortunate, but, again, it's just no explanation for what you and Sutton been going through. And, you know, on top of that, you know, if you really think about it, I honestly don't even blame Lisa. I cannot believe I'm saying that. But I don't blame Lisa because Kyle is the one that instigated this whole situation between Sutton and Lisa. She played telephone and she was like, Lisa, that's not what she said over there. So she knew that Lisa was going to get triggered because Lisa and Sutton, they were both doing fine the entire night. Lisa was okay. She was, you know, over there just by herself. And Kyle is the one that kind of like put the battery in her pack and was like, oh, look, this is what she said. But look, she's lying to you. She's basically calling you a liar. Yes, Lisa fell for her trap, but she didn't purposely went at Sutton to attack her like, oh, look, this, and this. It was really all on Kyle. But again, Lisa, she was foolish enough to, get into Kyle's bait. So she goes on to that. She kept crying and everything. Everybody surrounding her. And, you know, she kept screaming and crying and sobbing and stuff. And again, part of me is just like, I feel for you. But the other part of me is just like, you're just pretending. And Lisa, it's just like, do you really mean anything? Because honestly, I didn't see any type of tears. But again, I do feel for her situation. I just don't feel for her behavior that she does on the show. Constantly, every single episode, every other season. So will it really end? She tells Sutton, you know, it's over. We're not gonna fight. Moving forward, it is what it is. And I don't know, do y'all believe it? I don't believe it personally. I just feel like she's gonna continue this pattern. And obviously we see it because she goes after Kathy. So, I mean, I don't know. For the moment, okay, fine. It is what it is. Her and Sutton, they could piece things up, but it won't last long. I promise you, it probably won't. But that was the episode, everybody. Let me know what y'all thought about this entire episode down in the comments. Bye, everybody. Mwah.